847 The Loon, St. Cloud's classic rock station. It is the Loon Morning Show with Jesse and Lucy at 846, bringing in our very good friend from Third Street Brewhouse, talking about should we stay or should we go. We should go to the Third Street Brewhouse, take a brewery tour. Doug from Third Street Brewhouse, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you in here. You're one of my, you're a guy that I met, now I don't know how far this goes back, just maybe a few years, but we've had that connection. You're one of my favorite people. I love coming over to your brewery and having a tour.
We like having you, too.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And we can't wait for you to bring your beers to the Granite City on tap this Saturday.
Yeah. Actually, I think we're going on our third anniversary at the brew house, and I think our third anniversary, too.
That's right.
Knowing each other, so that's good.
Time goes by, man. I tell you what.
It sure does. I'm very much looking forward to it. In fact, I couldn't even wait till Saturday. Last night I went out in search of this jacked up beer that I keep hearing about because I love the fall beers. I like kind of an amber beer, ones that kind of have that toasty feel, some of the spiciness. And I loved it. And I noticed that as a sponsor of the VIP area coming up here at Granite City on tap, Third Street Brewhouse, you guys are bringing a jacked up hop rocket in for sampling. I've never
heard of a hop rocket.
Yeah, like what is a hop rocket?
So,
what is this?
So you have your normal keg of beer, and then we hook that up, and it goes through for the lack of a better term, a contraption where we put items in and what different. It's not really infuser. It enhances the flavor. So, for instance, on one of the jacked up hop rockets, it's not going to be hops. It's going to be toasted walnuts.
Oh,
so they'll take jacked up and give that toasted walnut flavor to it. So it kind of takes a jacked up and jacks it up even more, a little bit more. And then because the second hop rocket is actually going to have more of the spices that we normally add to the jacked up. So we always say the jacked up is subtly spiced. This is going to be extremely spiced jacked up.
Double
jack. There you go.
Double jack.
Perfectly good. That's a good name for it.
Oh, that sounds.
So that'll be enjoyable. Again, a twist on a normal beer that you will never package, but it's a flavor that because you're going to have a lot of flavor experiences at the Brew Fest, and this is another one where we can go, wow, try this out. It's really different.
What are some of the other beers you're going to be bringing over there to sample?
Well, we'll have all of our year-round beers rise to the top. We'll have Lost Trout, and Three-Way.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorites. I love the Three-Way.
Yeah.
Well, that's for another topic. Yes, I do enjoy drinking that beer.
And of course, the regular jacked up will be at our booth too. So that's our seasonal at this time.
How long does that end up? Do you brew that for? I mean, because obviously it is a seasonal. Like, where does that season begin and end? I mean, because it just began a few weeks ago.
We kicked jacked up really off at the state fair for the last 2 years. So we kind of make it exclusive availability at one of the venues at the state fair, and then it's out of the market by the end of October.
No kidding,
because we're right on the back end of that. We're coming out with Sugar Shack.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a darker beer.
How do you not get excited? I mean, for the people that aren't big, that have this misconception about craft beers, just hearing the names of these Sugar Shack, jacked up. I mean, how do you not get excited about that? If you're any sort of a beer drinker, I mean, it's I don't know. I am, and I get excited. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. People should be excited.
I think you're probably part of the norm of anybody who loves beer.
Sure.
Experimental flavors. You always go back to your standbys, but it is fun to go out and try the different things that are available.
That's why Saturday it's going to be a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah. What do you find is like a good introduction for people who are looking to kind of explore outside of those typical domestics that, maybe are their comfort go-tos? If you're, going to go with the Third Street Brew, what would be like a nice introduction?
You'd be surprised how many times we get asked that question. What's your lightest beer? And we're going, well, we don't have a light beer. But so at the festival, we'll have our Rise to the Top, which is a cream ale, which has nothing to do with dairy. It's the cream is related to the color of the beer and the beautiful cream head you get when you pour the beer. It's about a 4.1 ABV.
Okay.
So it's really similar to a regular domestic beer, not a light beer, but the regular flavored domestic beer.
Alcohol by volume?
Yeah, alcohol by volume. So 4.1 is very common in some of the domestic regular beers. Ours adds a little wheat malt to our Rise to the Top, which will give it really a little more flavor, but it's very drinkable beer. So that's what, if you come up to our booth and say, give me your lightest beer, I've never tried a craft beer, it kind of scares me, that's the first thing we'll give you is the Rise to the Top.
Yeah. What is your, and now this might be a hard one to answer because I know that you probably have a really good connection with all of the beers that you guys brew in-house, but what is one of your favorites?
I get asked that question a lot, and I never answer that because I have 5 children, and you ask me, I can't. It's like our children. You can't. We love all our beers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's like, people ask us, what's your favorite artist or what's your favorite song? And I was telling her, I don't have one favorite. I've got like 25. There's no way to define
the beauty about our beers as they exist right now, there's really one style. There's any style for everybody. So you can have a Lost Trout that's malt forward. You can have a 3OA that's a little more hop forward. You can have some of our seasonals, like our Spotlight, is extremely hop forward, even back to the Rise to the Top, which is kind of an intro craft beer. So we've, in our first 2 years, tried to establish that here are some different styles of beer, and hopefully there's one that you'll get attached to, or maybe all of them.
Sure. Gosh, I love it. I mean, I'm so excited, and hopefully people are getting excited about this. And if you are getting excited about this, you got to get these tickets now in advance, $30. Get them, because it is going to go
such
up.
a deal.
You're going to end up there on Saturday. Why would you not want to be there?
And the beauty thing is, if you're a beer drinker and you're in Minnesota and live in Minnesota, there's not a better time to experience craft beer. There's new breweries popping up almost every day.
Sure.
Wow.
In the state, and we're still quite young when it comes to the distribution of craft beer. When you compare the Colorados and other states, our percentage of infiltration into the whole beer market, craft is really quite young right now.
Sure.
And so it's a good time to be a Minnesotan loving beer.
Yeah, I agree, man. I tell you what, we're excited. You're going to be there Saturday, correct?
Absolutely. Myself, and of course, more importantly, we have some of our brewers will be there, which really gives an opportunity if you really want to talk technical stuff about beer. So say, for instance, you're a home brewer and say, man, I'd really like to, what do you guys put in that Lost Trout, or what yeast do you use, or what are the malts you use? I'd really like to try to do that at home. Or if you just have a general interest in beer, and your same question, what's a Firkin, what's a Hop Rocket? I hear these names, we'll have people staffed at our booth that will answer those questions.
Any inside information you can give us on maybe some things that you guys have in the works that you haven't quite put out there?
That's what's exciting about year 3. Year 1 was establishing ourselves as a quality brewery. Year 2 was cans and getting the portability of cans. Year 3 is really the year of specialty beers.
Cool.
And give our talented brewing staff an opportunity to use their creativeness. So I think, I know, you will see some quite creative stuff as early as this December. We've got something in the plans that I hate to call it a local twist. It's more of a local grind, and that's all I can say about it. We don't announce too far ahead.
Sure.
Our specialty beers. I don't want anybody else copying them.
Yeah.
And when we work a really long time to develop these beers and go through some testing. So it's listen to the radio, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, go to the website, and we will announce it. We're not going to announce it months in advance.
Sure.
It's more like a month in advance and say coming soon. Look for that in year 3.
Well, just remember this, Doug. Actually, both of our birthdays. Mine is on Christmas. Hers is the day after. December. So if you got something planned, you wanna include us in your plan with the beer. We're both big beer drinkers. So just throwing that out there.
But, these specialty beers are interesting. They're very small batches. We'll likely just put them in a few kegs, and we'll put them in a bomber bottle, which is a 750 milliliter, or those of us who haven't converted to metric, about 25 ounces bottle. Very short time availability. A lot of people will take these and store them and age them and see what happens as they change over time. So we're excited about those beers.
So I'm excited too, just hearing you talk about it.
Yeah, and if you want to get excited about it, if you want to see, because you're talking about how intricate and detailed, and these brewers you guys have. I mean, I did the tour before. The computers that go into, it is a science to brewing this. If you want to see it for yourself, you got to go check out a beer tour. Third Street Brewhouse in Cold Spring, the place to be. Doug, we love having you on here, Vice President and General Manager of Third Street. We can't wait to see you Saturday, too.
Absolutely. Stop by our booth.
Absolutely.
We'll have some fun.